Hello and good day to one and all. Dr. Frank is back with another set of predictions, and I'm looking into the first round of the Australian Open, my favourite sport in the world. If you don't know, now you know. Before we do, you know the drill. If you like the content we continue to bring out, like, share, subscribe, retweet, follow. Positive, negative comments, keep them coming, of course. Now, in regards to this one, I'm going to be looking at a few things here. What am I looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking at 4 different things, so stay with me. First one is going to be a double. What I simply mean by that is both players have to win for this to actually win. First thing I'm going to be looking at is a double, and that's Andy Murray versus Thomas Etcheverry, as well as Jack Draper versus Marcus Giron. Now, in my personal opinion, quite simply, Andy Murray is going to beat Etcheverry. And I also believe Jack Draper is going to beat Marcus Giron as well. So if you put Draper and you put Murray together, the two Brits, you should be looking at odds of 2.16, more than double your money. That's the first one. The second prediction I'm going to be looking at is going to be Caroline Garcia versus Naomi Osaka. What a first round match. Now, we know Naomi Osaka is coming back from her birth of her first child and what have you. We've already heard from her coaches. They're not expecting much from her as far as things are concerned. Caroline Garcia is not going to want to lose in this first round either. I think this match is going to be tight. There's going to be a lot of grit, but I really feel that Naomi Osaka could come through this one. So I'm looking at the set betting is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Naomi Osaka to win, specifically 2-1. And the odds for that is 3.75. I'm then looking at Danielle Collins. Danielle Collins versus Angelique Kerber. And again, Angelique Kerber also coming back from, having a baby and what have you. And she too is going to want to put a performance on. Danielle Collins is not going to want to be that victim whatsoever. And Danielle Collins is going to grit and she's going to grind. And I believe she's going to fight her way to a victory here. And I believe Danielle Collins is going to win also 2-1. Specifically looking at Danielle Collins to win 2-1. And the odds for that is 3.50. And then finally, I'm looking at Emma Raducanu versus Shelby Rogers. Now, Emma Raducanu coming back from injury. She's really had to fight and grind. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I am not the biggest fan of Emma Raducanu. I don't rate her whatsoever. I really feel like that US Open victory 3-4 years ago was a fluke. Yes, she's had many injuries and people will say she hasn't had a chance to prove herself. I think she has. I think she's been dealt with well by people because she's just not that good. However, Shelby Rogers, she's not piss poor, but she's not far off. A few years ago, funnily enough, when Emma Raducanu won the tournament, the US Open, she dealt with Shelby Rogers well. Shelby Rogers is what you call cold right now. She's cold and not in the good way. Emma Raducanu to win this 2-0 or 2-0 in tennis terms is what I'm looking at, and the odds for that is 1.72. So, quick recap as to what I'm looking at regarding the Australian Open. First and foremost, I'm looking at Andy Murray and Jake Draper to defeat Etcheverry and Giron. Put them both together, you're looking at odds of about 2.16. I'm then looking at Naomi Osaka to win 2-1 versus Caroline Garcia, odds of 3.75. I'm then also looking at Danielle Collins to defeat Angelique Kerber 2-1, also odds of 3.50. And then finally, I'm looking at Emma Raducanu to defeat Shelby Rogers 2-0, 2-0. And the odds for that is 1.72. So there you have it. That's what I'm looking at as far as the Australian Open is concerned. Yes, I could look at other things, but they're all easy. We know Djokovic and Zverev and so on are going to win their matches. That's easy, but there's no value. So I'm challenging myself to see what we can do here. Dr. Frank signing out for now. I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye.